What will lead to young people thriving and help us really find the solutions we need in an era of complex and rapid change is valuing the unique abilities we all have, whether we're younger or older, and ensuring that we're creating environments where we can all contribute that value. But the prevailing narrative is that young people's brains don't fully mature until they're 25. But that is only half the picture. There are other parts of young people's little, like, raw ability that peak before they are 25 and start actually declining around 24. So the good news for all of us who are over 24, don't worry, it's not just like a steady decline for the rest of your life. The good news is that as we get older, our brains change. Our brain is a moving target. It's constantly developing and redeveloping, and new things are happening. So while we are young, we are good at certain things, and as we get older, we get better at other things. So as we age, we get better at strategizing, at planning, at emotional intelligence, to name a few. But while we are young, we are particularly good at certain other things. So if we wait until young people hit an arbitrary definition of maturity before we meaningfully engage them, we are literally missing out on the unique abilities that young people possess only while they are young. These negative stereotypes might seem funny and annoying and surface level. They are deeply embedded. They are a representation of 200 years of history and a narrative about how we view and perceive young people. But we can change them. And all of you working so closely and doing such essential work with young people can be part of shifting this narrative, right? So we need to value and recognize what young people already are, create space for them to become who they will become and who they want to become. And we also need to own that we're all, right now in this room, becoming something new, no matter how old we are. So what do we do with all of this information? Young people thrive and turn into healthy adults when they're given opportunities to have meaningful impact. Impact, like doing something that matters to you and is going to matter to those around you, is essential for healthy development. And it is also essential if we want young people to learn anything, because we don't learn when the stakes aren't high. We learn when things matter, when they matter to us in the context of our communities, and they matter to people around us. The World Health Organization actually released a big report recently that talked about the importance of intergenerational kind of age integration for health outcomes for both folks who are older and folks who are younger. They argue that ageism is actually more impactful for youth and is having more of a negative impact on young people, but they recognize that ageism against young people is the different side of the same coin, right? If we tend to be really negative about young people, we tend to be really negative about our elders. So any of you concerned and working in supporting folks in the elders stage of life to thrive, we need to recognize that we also need to address ageism amongst young people. So we're starting to do those things. But I think really where we're lacking is generations working cooperatively together. So generations making decisions together. I've been doing youth engagement work my entire life. And I have mentored like dozens and dozens of young people. But when a young person challenged my power and made me feel like maybe I was on the verge of irrelevance, and when that young person showed me things that I was not good at, they held up a mirror and said, "You're not actually very good at those things, you need to improve," it totally freaked me out. And if that can happen to me, someone who has literally been steeped in the research about how important it is to trust our young people, share power with our young people, it made me realize how incredibly difficult this work is. That's our job as adults. We're the ones with the power, often in the situation, and our job is to really be like, okay, why am I feeling uncomfortable? Why am I feeling like I want to tell this young person like that they don't know anything? Right? Why am I feeling that? What's going on for me? What do I need to learn? What maybe support do I need in order to show up in a way where I can really hear what this young person has to say, really listen to them and work with them? So thank you for all of the work that you do. It's really, really important and critical. And I hope that this research helps you think a little bit differently about young people and just creates some space to really value, trust young people, let them be who they are, and so that you can all thrive together. So thank you very much for your time.